without wasting any more time, we said on this Friday the 13th we had big news.
Yeah.
News that had been years in the making, we said.
That's right.
A lot of people on the internet started predicting what they thought the big news was going to be. I heard maybe we're going to maybe like a network or something.
Oh,
really?
Which is not happening currently. And maybe in this offseason, that conversation will take place with a few different networks who have reached out. And I would have to be able to maintain creative control, and we'd have to be able to have the freedom. So none of those deals will probably ever work out. If any of the experience that I've had from last offseason is similar to what happens this next offseason, all the people that are assuming we're going to a network or the show's going to a network, I appreciate you doing that because that would be a big platform added to make our platform as bigger and be really cool and quite an honor. Not a lot of people get that opportunity. But with the way I plan on operating, that's probably never going to really feasibly take place with the way these humans think. And the way they think is like, well, it's our company too. And it's like, well, valid.
Yeah.
But it's my company
But it's
too.
not.
Yeah, it's my company too. So it's an interesting thing that'll probably never take place. A lot of people guess that. It is not that. Some people thought maybe Connor was going to get a tattoo on his face.
Whoa.
That'd be sweet. Still thinking about that.
Didn't happen, though. That is not the big news.
No, not yet.
Some people thought maybe we're going to add some more characters to the show. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll announce our chef that we hired.
Oh.
With an update for that, though, we would like to tell you we got 1,500 emails. We will be going through all of them. Probably, last year I was saying this year, but now we're 13 days after Super Bowl.
That's probably an after the season
March.
deal.
After the Super Bowl is when that's going to happen. Look for a fall hire.
Yeah.
Look for a fall hire for
Makes
the chef,
sense.
although we do have all the information that we need at this point. It is not us announcing a chef either, which we are at a point of life of having a chef is so fucking cool to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
But we're also at a point in life where this happened. And this has been something we've been eyeing for a long time. Some people did guess it on the internet because some people on the internet have followed our story for a long time. We're talking 5 years or so.
Yeah.
We've been in love with one particular company. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our big announcement. Let me tell a tale about this little blue can. Inside there's a nectar love from here to Japan. It's a vibe, it's a time, ice cold over with lime. So sublime.
This shit is divine.
It's the beer of choice when you wanna rejoice. Hey yo boys, what's the noise? Hey yo boys, what's the noise? Well, us and Bud Light have made it a fish. We bring the stoogery, they bring delish. Feels like a genie just granted us a wish. Cause for all of us, it was love at first sip. Now be a bud, tell a bud to grab some Bud Lights. Go and drizzly coat is what? $5 off tonight. Go and drizzly coat is what? $5 off tonight. Cause if you're living life right and you're drinking Bud Light and you wake up in the morning and you fight the good fight, then you're doing A-okay, doing A-okay. Matter of fact, you're doing great no matter what they say. Now, be a bud, tell a bud to grab some Bud Lights. Go and drizzly coat is wide, $5 off tonight. $5 off tonight.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. We have officially partnered with Bud Light WHADD. Joining us from Canada, obviously the incredibly handsome and Bud Light connoisseur, Gumpy, who kicked off that video. There was no other way to do it than with your face on a laptop that would inevitably fall off the beer truck, break the computer, but nonetheless get the shot. Gumpy, cheers to you, pal. Bud Light's a fish. Fucking love you, man.
Cheers, boys. One.
All right, so
Hell yeah.
I think Gumpy is so important to this whole thing because we've been loving Bud Light for a long time. I think once you sip it, honestly, you can't help but just be like, oh, this is the best tasting beer there is. Now, I understand there's a lot of people that have sophisticated palates, and they are IPA lovers and different types of drinks, and I've had a couple of those that are certainly delightful.
Oh, yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's IPA is so good. Probably one of the only ones that I've really thoroughly enjoyed. Now, was I enjoying it because of who it came from and how much respect I have for the person? Maybe.
Possibly.
But I did taste delicious whenever I drank it. Aside from that, I'm not really into the, hey, I need to taste the whole forest when I'm drinking a beer thing.
No. Sure.
I'm a, hey, how's that beer go down?
That's right.
What's the aftertaste like?
What?
Does it make me feel fat and heavy? Am I going to fall asleep immediately upon drinking it? That's what I'm thinking whenever I'm thinking of a beer. And that beer is Bud Light.
WHADD.
Here's a toast to the Bud Light people. We can't thank you enough for getting into business with us. We do have a $5 off code at Drizzly, which I just learned of. Drizzly is alcohol delivery. You have to be 21 plus. Obviously, drink responsibly. Let's not be assholes. It's 2023. We know the effects of drinking, in irresponsible fashions. I did it a couple times whenever I was younger. I paid the price. Everybody else should not do it. But yeah, use code WHADD, WHADD, on Drizzly. You get $5 off your first Bud Light order there. I don't know what that means. I don't know how much that is. But I do know we're in business with Bud Light officially.
Hell yeah.
We've been talking about them for free for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time. So Bud Light people, thank you for the love. Thank you for the nectar that's love from here to Japan. Thank you for this blue can. And cheers to you.
Oi, oi.
What? WHADD.
This is pretty cool.
Delicious.
It is, isn't it, Gump?
It's a morning beer.
The best.
For Pal.
Can't beat it, lads.
Pow,
Can't beat it.
9:12 a.m. You're looking a little bit like Ty last week. Let's make sure let's be able to put a cap on it.
Little early on the West Coast, boys.
Ty, just thinking about us and Bud Light having a relationship now. This is a year-long term. Hey, pretty. I don't want to say. I don't want to give away too many details. Pretty large deal.
Yeah. Huge.
Pretty large deal. Bud Light. I don't know if they knew if we existed or not. But whenever they reached out, when we started reaching out and talking to them, we made a little cut up of like, hey, we just want to let you know, like, we for real love Bud Light.
Love.
Shoot.
I had a guy dress up like a Bud Light bottle for Halloween.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, we talk about this is it. And we have not given a beer deal to anybody since Natural Light. And the only reason we really did a Natural Light deal is because we thought that it would to a Bud Light deal.
Door.
It did not. Obviously, it ended right there. So we cut up a clip. We're like, hey, shoot fans of yours. And they thought, well, we should have been in business a long time ago. We make a deal happen. They could have not given us that, and we would have still continued to know.
Oh, yeah.
So I appreciate Bud Light just almost, I don't want to say doing the right thing, but like, hey, we'll pay you to do what you guys have been doing. We really appreciate it. So cheers to Bud Light for being good buds.
Thank you, Bud
Light.
Light.
WHADD.
WHADD. You also mentioned it. I mean, over the last 5 years, there probably could have been any point where you could have went to some other, you know what I mean? Like, it was there, but it was kind of like a, you know what? No, we'll hold out for Bud Light. We say WHADD all the time. I mean, it's not a gimmick.
WHADD.
Like, we love drinking Bud Light, so it was like kind of the perfect storm almost. It's like, hey, we don't need to rush this. Eventually,
Shout out to FanDuel.
right?
And to SeatGeek and to 5 Hour Energy, who's coming back soon from what I've been told.
Really?
Yeah, and Roman and all of our merch store. And I don't want to miss anybody, so I'll stop there and say all the other incredible
Cash App.
people. Cash App, huge.
Yep.
Oh, that's up, though. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey,
Whoa.
Wow.
That kind of slid in real quick. We're real busy, and all of a sudden that deal's up. It's like, hey, it's been real nice, hasn't it? Venmo does exist, but Cash App has been fantastic. We've given away 3x what they gave us their deal, but they did help us
facilitate
it all much easier. But all these companies got us to a point, and obviously our fans, the people that watch and listen, and it's weird calling them fans because you're not really fans. It feels like you're like part of our crew almost, and that's what the interactions are out in public too, which I appreciate. It's a lot of like, hey, Pat, see you, have a good one. It's fantastic what we have here. So we got to a point where we didn't have to take really any deals. I started talking about it yesterday or 2 days on the show because it's real. Like when we add a company in at this stage, I feel like it's a big deal. Back in the day, it's like you're looking for anything. In digital marketing, you're looking for an ad read, and then everybody has a link, and then that company is strictly going to judge you on how many people click your link. But what if you actually are the ones that tell somebody about a company? They don't need it right now. 3 months later, though, they think, oh, I do need that. What was that one company? They go, they don't know where the link is. So people are getting, I don't want to say kind of bamboozled on the whole link thing, but kind of bamboozled on the whole link thing. Sure. But that's just a part of it. That's just literally a part of it, how it goes. And you hope that the numbers are good enough that they can see it compared to everybody else, and you keep moving forward. So we did all that stuff. And I think that's why like Barstool was so incredibly important to the growth of this, because kind of watching how the business works, learning how the business works, what happens, how it happens, like them teaching us all that, I think was very, very cool. Some things they did where we have not carried over to this business, obviously. Some things they've done where we certainly learned from and did. So very thankful for how that whole thing goes. But you get to a point where you can literally, like the goal, I think, is to be like, nah, Well, I don't want to sell
need to be reading
anybody
an ad
shit.
every 10
yeah,
minutes.
I don't want to be. You get to a point that you want to get like that because you got to deal with ad agencies who are so smart. They are so smart. Now, granted, you're talking to a platform that you built with your group, and that audience is literally built by you and your group. But this person who read a book in 1985 and graduated with an advertising degree obviously knows how to talk to that group better than anybody else. So you got to get through all that shit. And this is the business of digital. If you're thinking about getting into it, this is literally how it goes. A lot of I tell people, a lot of people to fuck off. I think we've seen that throughout my life. And it's going to all catch up at some point. But if I feel like I'm right and you're definitely wrong, you're fuck off. All right, that's not how it's going to be. Couldn't do that for a long time with a lot of these ad agencies, especially in the digital business, because you got to do what you got to do. Getting to a point where we're able to, awesome. Big sigh of relief, fantastic. But then whenever a company comes and you have an opportunity to potentially dance with one of the greatest companies in the history of America,
bar none,
and it's a company that you absolutely love, it's like, hey, Bud Light, let's make a deal.
Absolutely.
And this is a big day for us.
Oh, yeah.
huge day.
We got a beer.
Yeah, but yeah.
And it's Bud Light.
Show's got a beer.
We got a couple WHADD lights.
Dahn, we got a beer. Show's got a beer.
It's pretty cool.
Unbelievable.
It is.
Now I have a reason to hammer these because they're with us.
See, responsibly.
Of course.
Gumpy,
Always
don't be laughing
responsibly.
at that guy. Gumpy.
They are delicious, my friend.
That-
I can't wait to hoist a couple Bud Lights with the lads.
WHADD.
Well,
Right.
I do believe there's a chance that's going to happen. We were hoping, was selling that Gumpy wasn't going to make it back in town ever.
Right.
The plan for that video was for the back of the beer truck to pull up on the drone and Gumpy ride. Now, there has been a couple little extra holdups, but it feels like our friend is going to be closer than we think. So we had to put him on a laptop that inevitably broke. Hey, Foxy, sorry about that laptop falling off the top of a beer truck.
That's all right. I already got a new one, so I'm ready to go.
Business is good.
About it.
Business is good.
Zito literally ordered one for me immediately after it happening.
Yeah, ZD's amazing at that type of thing.
Yep.
Hey, we need a blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. And then it's here like a day later. It was like,
That's all right.
Well,
Thank you, Zito.
He's got a
Yeah,
guy.
if I wasn't sipping Bud Light, though, it would never happen.
wide.
Right.
All right, well, thank you, Bud Light. We
Love you, Bud Light.
We appreciate it. We will get back to the sports talk, but this is a great Feel Good Friday for us.
Hell yeah.